We're live in Falcon Park on Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. I'm Evan Crocchio alongside
I'm Kyle French.
Kyle, thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the first home game for the Auburn Doubledays. The weather is beautiful, it's 73 degrees, and both teams are just about ready to play. Kyle, why don't you read us the visiting team's lineup?
Yeah, and we'll start with the visiting lineup for the 2-2 Elmira Pioneers, making the trip here to Falcon Park. Had a little bit of bus difficulties on the way down, so that's why we had a little bit of a delayed start for Elmira. So we'll get right into it. Batting first is the third baseman, number 1, Evan Blanchard. Manning shortstop for the Pioneers, and the 2-hole is number 24, Aiden Grabowski. The first baseman, number 5, Darren Callahan. The cleanup hitter for Elmira is the left fielder, number 27, Calvin Warillo. The extra hitter, number 44, Aiden Stern. Out in right field, number 34, Andy Schroeder. Playing second base for the Pioneers is number 2, Matthew Leahy. In center field is number 36, Eddie Kaufman. Catching is number 38, Brandon Dubeck. And the designated hitter is number 57, Tim Haftel. Getting the start on the mound for the Pioneers is number 22, Nathan Holmes. Now take us away with the Auburn Doubledays starting lineup, Evan.
For your Auburn Doubledays, the leadoff batter, Cole Mossier, playing center field. Batting second, Fernando Espinal, the extra hitter. Batting third, Gavin Grabuso, the third baseman. Batting cleanup, Zach Bale, the DH. Batting fifth, Avery Doozy, the first baseman. Batting sixth, Liam O'Neill, the shortstop. Batting seventh, Alex Sandel, the second baseman. Batting eighth, the catcher, Dalton Grooves. Batting ninth, Brandon Hofscher, the left fielder. And batting 10th, Skylar Mays, the right fielder. And the starting pitcher for your Auburn Doubledays, number 37, Owen Burchard. So that does it for the lineups, as both teams are just about getting ready to go due to the bus malfunctions, though. The game was supposed to start at 7:05, but it looks like it'll be starting here shortly. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Kyle French and Evan Crocchio on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. The anthem has been sung. The ceremonial first pitch has been thrown. Looks like Doubledays baseball is back for the summer here in Falcon Park. The Doubledays come into this game with a record of 2 wins and 1 loss, and their last win was June 4th. The Elmira Pioneers come into this game 2-2. And they recently won their first game of the season 10-3 against the Batavia Muck Dogs, and then won yesterday 2-1 at Dunfield against the Geneva Redwings. So Kyle, what do you think some takeaways so far of this game is going to be for you?
One of the big things for Auburn and one of the standout players is going to be Fernando Espinal. Fernando has been lights out this summer. We saw him between 2 games with the Newark Pilots, his first 2 games of the summer. He went 5 for 6 on the summer. He has a 750 batting average, 6 RBIs. Fernando Espinal returning for his 2nd year with the Auburn Doubledays, 3rd year in the PGCBL. He spent his first season in the PGCBL with the Newark Pilots. He's the extra hitter tonight for Auburn. He's going to be a standout player and a player to watch for this one.
Thank you, Kyle. So, up to bat now for the Elmira Pioneers is Evan Blankhard. And we are just moments away here from first pitch in Falcon Park. The first pitch, called strike to Evan Blankhard. So the first pitch from Owen Burkhardt, the Auburn native, is a strike down the middle that Blankhard does not swing at. Next pitch, hit to the pitcher, but he cannot make the play. Toss to third, in time at first. Great play by Gavin Gropuso to get the first out.
Yeah, really great play from Gropuso there. That one goes past the pitcher Burchard to his right and scooping on over almost right behind the mound there as Gropuso made the throw over to first. What a great play. 5-3 ground out to open up the game for the Doubledays.
So due up now for the Pioneers is the shortstop in Grabowski with 1 out. Looking to get things started off for the Pioneers. The pitch. Just low and in the dirt. 1 ball now to Grabowski.
Grabowski's from Avon Lake, Ohio. He plays his college baseball at Tiffin University.
Next pitch swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Grabowski. One out, 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch from Burchard. Breaking ball, called strike. Down the middle.
Beautiful breaking pitch there from Burchard to catch the outer half of the plate. That one dropped in there perfectly for a strike 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Outside and in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. To Grabowski.
Grabowski's still looking for his first hit on the summer. He's 0 for 7 thus far with a run scored and an RBI.
The 2-2. Swung on, fouled back our way. So with 1 out, Grabowski looking to kick things off for the Pioneers. And Burchard looking to get the 2nd out now. Being ahead of the count, 2-2. The pitch. That's popped up. Back goes Mays. Running over is the second baseman, Alex Sandel, who grabs the ball for the 2nd out of the game.
And that one hung up there for quite a while. Great communication from Sandel to wave off the first baseman and catch that just near the first base line there in fair territory for the 2nd out of the inning.
So due up now is Darren Callahan, the first baseman. The pitch from Burchard. Strike down the middle.
Looking here. And then...
No balls, 1 strike.
Yep, you just put a P.
Down the middle. Not called for strike, so we have 1 ball, 1 strike now. The 1-1. Breaking ball, called strike down the middle to Callahan. Seems like Burchard is dealing so far here in the top of the first. The pitch. That's hit to deep left field. Back goes Brandon Hofstra, and he makes the grab. That is a third out at the top of the first as we have a quick top of the first inning. Your Doubledays are due up now in the bottom of the first. We'll be right back on Doubledays YouTube. Welcome back. We are now in the bottom of the first. The score is 0-0. A quick first inning for the Doubledays defense. And on the bump for the Elmira Pioneers is number 22, Nathan Holmes. And due up for the Doubledays, number 21, Cole Mausier, the center fielder. The pitch. Called strike down the middle. No balls, one strike now to Mausier.
Yeah, Mo Series really stepped into that leadoff role for the Doubledays, batting .363 coming in this one, and certainly what you want out of your leadoff hitter.
Just missed outside, 1 ball, 1 strike now to Mausier. As Mausier looks to drive in the first run of the season for the Doubledays at home. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, just missed outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Mausier.
Yeah, Holmes has 1 start under his belt thus far. He started in the opener against Batavia in that 10-3 win. He went 5 innings of work, 9 strikeouts, and 7 hits in the shutout.
Next pitch is low and in the dirt. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Mausier, as Mausier is ahead in the count. Holmes ready to go. Mausier ready to go. The pitch. Low and outside. We have the first walk of the game as Mausier gets on first base. So we have a runner on first now at the bottom of the second. And that brings up Fernando Espinal, number 7, the extra hitter, looking to drive in Mausier here in the bottom of the first as Mausier gets a lead off first. The pitch from Holmes. Low and in the dirt. Ball 1.
Yeah, Espinal sporting a .714 batting average coming into this one. He's lights out for the Doubledays thus far. .714 batting average, a home run, 6 RBI, 6 runs scored, 5 hits, and 4 of the 5 hits are extra base hits.
Next pitch, hit to the second baseman, Matthew Leahy. He gets the out at second, getting Mausier out. So Espinal hits into a fielder's choice, but that brings up the 3-batter, Gavin Grapuso, the third baseman, with 1 out. We still have a runner on first in the bottom of the first. The score being 0-0.
Yeah, Grapuso, another Doubleday, batting over 300. He's batting .307 coming into this game for Auburn.
The pitch from Holmes, called strike. No balls, 1 strike now.
Plays his college baseball at Wingate University. He's from Kingston, New York, is Grapuso.
The pitch, that's hit to the shortstop. In Grabowski, he gets the out at second, but not in time. As a speedy Grapuso beats it out at first. So we have 2 outs now in the bottom of the first, and that brings up the cleanup batter, number 32 in the DH, Zach Bale. As we still have a runner on first with 2 fielder choice hits. The 0-0. Called strike down the middle. To Bale. Bale plays at Chattahoochee Valley. CC. The pitch. It's fouled back our way.
Bale sporting a .416 batting average coming into this game for Auburn.
2 outs, no balls, 2 strikes. Holmes ahead in the count. The 0-2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strike now.
And in their last game for the Doubledays, that 10-1 victory over Newark, Bale was 3 for 5 with 2 RBI.
They're looking to do some damage here, down the count. The throw back to first, not in time to get the speedy Grapuso.
Holmes was about halfway to the dugout on that one, Evan. He thought for sure that he had picked off the speedy Grapuso at first.
He definitely thought he got the 3rd out of the bottom of the 1st there, as Grapuso inching his way off first. The pitch from Holmes, swung on, that's hit short to the 3rd baseman, makes the throw to first, and we have the 3rd out in the bottom of the 1st. Great play there by Evan Blanchard. So that does it for the 1st inning. We'll be right back for the top of the 2nd on Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. Welcome back to the top of the 2nd inning. Leading off now for the Elmira Pioneers is number 27, Kelvin Warlow. His first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Both pitchers have been dealing so far in the 1st inning. Burchard for the Doubledays looking to get the strikeout here. Next pitch, ball high, 2 balls, no strikes now. To Warlow.
Warlow is from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. He plays his college baseball at D1 William and Mary in the CAA.
That pitch is hit to left field, and not having to move much is Brandon Holster for the 1st out of the top of the 2nd.
Yeah, that one was on a line right to the left fielder there. He roped that baseball, got all barrel, but unfortunately right at the Auburn left fielder for Elmira.
That would have been a perfect in MLB The Show. A bunt situation for the next batter, Aiden Stern, but does not get the bunt, as that is fouled back our way. Aiden Stern is the EH speedy extra hitter. So we have no balls, 1 strike, 1 out the pitch. That's a base hit to left field. Diving was Gavin Grapuso, but he could not get the out. So we have a runner on first, and the Elmira Pioneers pick up their 1st hit of the game. So with a runner on first, that brings up Andy Schroeder, the right fielder. Another lefty. Pioneers have a lot of lefties in this lineup.
Schroeder coming in this one with the 125 batting average. Plays his college baseball at Polk State College of Florida.
The pitch. The throw to second as Stern goes. Not in time. Sliding in easily to second is Stern. So we have a runner on second now with 1 out. as that pitch was a ball to Schroeder. As Stern is already off of second base. Burchard giving him a look. The pitch, as there goes Stern, and that is fouled back our way. Stern got a great jump there to third base. Well, unfortunately, has to go back because that ball was hit back our way for a foul ball. So the count is now 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down now to Andy Schroeder, the right fielder. Schroeder looking to improve his batting average with runners in scoring position. The pitch, a breaking ball just outside, misses the outside corner to the lefty. So we have 2 balls, 1 strike now to Schroeder.
Aiden Stern flashing some speed there on the base pass. He's the extra hitter in the lineup. Usually if you're an extra hitter, you can't run, but that's not the case for Stern.
Stern has some wheels on him. The 2-1. High and outside, 3 balls, 1 strike now to Schroeder. And Schroeder gets ahead in the count. Stern still has an impressive lead off of second base. Looking like he's going to steal every pitch. The 3-1. High, and that is ball 4. So we have 2 runners now. We have Schroeder on first, Stern on second. And due up is Matthew Lehigh, the second baseman, with runners on first and second and 1 out now in the top of the second.
Yeah, Lehigh plays at Division I Rider University. He's a freshman there.
The pitch from Burchard. Breaking ball just high. Umpire doesn't budge at that one. 1 ball, no strikes now to Lehigh. The 1-0 from Burchard is wild, and runners take off from first and second. We have runners on second and third now. Dalton Groves could not make the catch there. That ball was high. Groves had to jump about 12 feet in the air to try and stop it, but did not get the stop, as that is a wild pitch for Burchard with runners on second and third now. Stern and Schroeder were synchronized, stealing there. So the count is now 2 balls, no strikes now to Lehigh, the second baseman. So with 2 runners in scoring position, let's see how Burchard can protect himself with 1 out. The pitch, that's whipped. First strike of the at-bat to Lehigh.
Little sword action there. Didn't know if he wanted to hold back or come around, and he did the little Olay with the baseball bat there.
Burchard set for the pitch. The 2-1. High again. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Lehigh. Burchard quickly ready to go. Doesn't take much time in between innings, or in between pitches. The 3-1, breaking ball that just misses. We now have bases loaded in the top of the second, as the pitching coach, Steve LaRose, wants timeout to talk to his ace. That brings up Eddie Kaufman, the center fielder, with bases loaded in the top of the second.
Yeah, strategic move there from LaRose, the pitching coach. You just want to calm your pitcher down. You saw him make quick work of the Pioneers in the top of the first inning. Your bases loaded, 1 out, double play balls in effect. You just want to settle your guy down and say, hey, look, we can turn 2 here. Just don't want it to get too far out of hand.
Burchard was dealing in the first inning, now struggling a little bit in the second. So hopefully the talk with his pitching coach will calm him down a little bit as he's dealing with the bases loaded situation with the center fielder, Eddie Kaufman, up to bat. The 0-0 pitch, that's a ball high. First ball of the at-bat to Kaufman. Burchard giving a look, but no one covering at second. The 1-0. High again. Burchard struggling to find the zone here in the top of the second. Kaufman is so far winning this at bat. 2 balls, no strikes now. Burchard steps off, takes a quick breather. Back on the mound, ready to go. Hoping to win this battle with bases loaded. Not wanting to give up any runs. The 2-0. High. That fastball cannot find the zone as now it is 3 balls, no strikes to the righty center fielder.
Burchard stands on the far left side of the mound there when he releases.
And that is ball 4 of the at-bat. So the first run of the game goes to the Elmira Pioneers with bases loaded. As that brings up the 9th batter, Brandon Duback, the score being 1-0 Pioneers with only 1 out. The catcher looking to score more runs here in the top of the second with bases loaded. The 0-0 pitch, breaking ball called strike to the catcher.
Great bounce back pitch there from Burchard, getting ahead in the count 0-1.
The 0-1 just inside. We have 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out to the catcher. The 1-1. Fastball outside. Burchard's fastball is not finding the zone right now. So the count is quickly 2 balls, 1 strike now to the catcher. The 2-1. Breaking ball high. So the catcher Dobek is ahead in the count, 3 balls, 1 strike with bases loaded. The pitch. High. The fastball cannot find the zone. That is the 2nd run of the inning for the Pioneers. As they are up 2-0. Third baseman for the Doubledays, Gavin Capruso, going out to talk to his skipper, calm him down a little bit with bases loaded. So due up now with 1 out in the top of the second is the DH, Tim Haftel, with bases loaded. The 0-0 pitch, breaking ball, right down the middle for strike 1. Haftel thought that pitch was going to hit him. He moved out of the way there.
Yeah, that one had about 12 inches of break on it. A lot of break on that one. Is that
next pitch is popped up to the second baseman. He makes the grab. Alex Sandel with the 2nd out of the inning, as no runners leave their bags, as it was only an infield pop-up. So, with 2 outs, this brings up the leadoff batter, Evan Blanchard, as the lineup goes over. The pitch, ball inside. Breaking ball cannot find the zone. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Pioneers up 2-0. Fastball down the middle. Burchard has found the zone with his fastball now. The count is 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. The 1-1. That's hit to center field. Cole Masier under that, and that's the 3rd out of the inning as he loses his hat on a great running grab.
Yeah, great play from Mosiri there. He tracked a lot of ground. He was in deep center field, and he ran in to make that one. Loses his hat in the process. But the Doubledays stopped the bleeding and only give up 2 runs in the top of the second. They look to wake the bats up in the bottom of the second.
So an impressive grab is the 3rd out of the inning, and we'll be right back on Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel for the bottom of the 2nd inning. We're back in the bottom of the second, 2 up for the Auburn Doubledays, looking to do some damage and score some runs in the bottom of the second. Is the first baseman, number 28, Avery Doozy. Nathan Holmes has not given up any runs so far here in the game. The 0-0 pitch is a ball from the sidearm pitcher. So we have 1 ball, no strikes. Score is 2-0. Pioneers up 2. The 1-0 just outside. 2 balls, no strikes to the left-handed Doozy. Doozy ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Doozy is ahead and only 1 ball away from the first Doubledays walk of the game. The 3-0 right down the middle. Doozy doesn't budge, obviously on a 3-0 call. 3 balls, 1 strikes now.
Yeah, I imagine the red light was on there on that one.
Next pitch is whipped. The count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the first baseman. The full count pitch from Holmes. Low and in the dirt. There's the first walk of the game. Holmes does not believe it. He thought he got the out there. Umpire doesn't budge. So that brings up Liam O'Neill, the shortstop, the speedy shortstop, I should say, number 10, with Avery Doozy on first base.
O'Neill making his Doubledays debut here today.
The pitch from the sidearm is fouled back our way. No balls, 1 strikes.
O'Neill playing his college baseball at the University of Bridgeport, where he's a freshman. It's from Tennant's Harbor, Maine.
The 0-1 pitch from Holmes, outside in the dirt. Great block there by Brandon Doback. One balls, 1 strike to Liam O'Neill. The pitch from Holmes, called strike down the middle. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Beautiful breaking pitch there from Holmes and a 1-1 count to drop it in the zone. Looked like it had O'Neill fooled.
The sidearm starter is dealing so far. The 1-2 pitch that has hit the right field. Back goes Andy Schroeder. He cannot make the grab as that is a base hit. That ball was hit to the wall. Runners advance. So a double for Liam O'Neill, the shortstop. As runners advance, we have Avery Doozy on third base, and we have Liam O'Neill on second base.
Hey, Evan, that's one way to introduce yourself to the Doubledays faithful here at Falcon Park. First at bat as a Doubleday, and you rope it into deep right center field at 1 hops off the wall, and you get a stand-up double.
Schroeder covered
Falcon Park. Liam O'Neill.
Schroeder covered a lot of ground, but could not make the grab. And that brings up Alex Sandel, the second baseman. The 0-0 pitch is low in the dirt. Yeah, you're right, Kyle. What a way to introduce yourself to the Doubledays fans. I've never heard so much energy from the Doubledays fans. The pitch that's dropping in front of the center fielder, Eddie Kaufman, and there goes 1 run. The throw is not in time. Avery Doozy scores on a base hit from Alex Sandel that drops in front of the center fielder. The score is 2-1 now. Auburn scores their first run of the game with no outs. And that brings up the 8th batter in this lineup, Dalton Groves, the catcher. So we have runners on first and third. 2 hits so far in the bottom of the second. 1 run was driven in. The pitch from Holmes. That's hit right back to the pitcher. He cannot make the play. Running over to the third baseman. The throw to first is wild. 1 run scores. There goes Groves to second. So a wild throw from Evan Blanchard scores his 2nd run of the inning. That is an E5. As the first baseman, Darren Callahan, could not make the grab. So the score is now 2-2 here in the bottom of the second. Doubledays quickly get back the 2 runs that they were down. That brings up the 9th batter, Brandon Hofsteiser, the left fielder. Breaking ball called for strike 1. No outs, 1 strike, no ball. Scores 2-2 here in the top of the second, bottom of the second. The 0-1 pitch from Holmes. Fastball that reached 88 miles per hour. No good from the ump. 1 ball, 1 strike now.
Great bounce back inning thus far from the Doubledays, putting up 2 runs, and they still got no outs. So, and runners in scoring position as well. So, looking to do some more damage here in the bottom of the second.
So we have runners on second and third as Groves got a good jump off first for the steal. Both runners are off their bags. The 2-1 pitch from Holmes. Low and in the dirt, 3 balls, 1 strike. Hofsteiser quickly ahead here in the bottom of the second. Holmes' fastball sitting at the high 80s. The 3-1 pitch. Low and outside base. Oh, the umpire called that one a strike. Hofsteiser thought he called that one a ball and was taking off towards first, but the umpire with a delayed call.
I know I say it quite a bit, but here we are again. 2024 summer. PGCBL umpires strike again.
That gets past the pitcher, Holmes. That goes to second baseman. The throw in time. First out of the inning, but a run scores. So it's an RBI for Brandon Hofsteiser, but he gets out at first. So the score is now 3-2 Auburn Doubledays as Matthew Lehigh gets a throw to first in time for the first out of the bottom of the second.
Well, I guess ball doesn't lie. A little RBI up the middle, a 4-3 ground out. 1 run scores and another run, the potential 4th run for the Doubledays, sits 90 feet away on second base in the form of Dalton Groves.
Yeah, so Groves on third base now. No other runners on with only 1 out. Is due up. It's a 10th batter. Skylar Mays, the right fielder. He's quickly down an 0-2 count. Holmes using his 88-mile-per-hour fastball efficiently. Next pitch is high and inside. His fastball just topped out at 89 miles per hour. Groves has a tremendous lead off third base as no one is holding him on. The pitch, high and outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mays quickly working back in the at-bat. The Doubledays were down 2-0 going into the bottom of the second. They are now up 3-2. The pitch from Holmes, that's fouled back our way. The count is still 2-2 with 1 out. Holmes' breaking ball sitting at around 75 miles per hour.
Yeah, Mays still looking for his first hit as a member of the Doubledays 2024 summer team. Perfect opportunity to do it here.
That ball's hit to the shortstop. The throw is in time at first. Great play by Grabowski, but 1 run scores as the catcher Groves was home in time for the 4th run of the inning for your Auburn Doubledays. So the lineup flips over. That brings up the leadoff batter, Cole Mossier, the center fielder, with 2 outs and bases empty. The 0-0 pitch from Holmes, just outside. Holmes doesn't agree with that one. Stepping off the mound to get a quick refresher. The 1-0 swung on and whipped. 1 ball, 1 strike now to the lefty, Mossier.
Yeah, bottom of the second inning, Doubledays already back at the top of their order. Good batting thus far from the Doubledays.
The 1-1. That's high and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike now to the lefty, Mossier. So far in the game, both lineups have flipped over. The 2-1 whiffed on. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mossier can't catch up to Holmes' fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Doubledays up 4-2. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. That is the 3rd out of the inning as Holmes picks up a strikeout. So 4 runs are given up by Holmes. Doubledays came right back down 2-0 in the bottom of the second. So the third inning is approaching us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. So we're back in the top of the third. Due up is Aiden Grabowski. The pitch, a bunt foul ball. That one looked like it was going to stay fair, third base side, but just hopped out of play.
Yeah, Grabowski in his first at-bat popped up to the second baseman for the Doubledays. Back in the first inning.
The 0-1 pitch from Burchard. That's swung and that's hit to center field. Back goes Cole Mossier and he makes the grab. First out of the inning.
I tell you what,
Doubledays
that's
defense.
Peak defensive athleticism there from Mosseri. Ball's hit over his head. He turns, then does like a little half spin, takes his eye off the ball, and still makes the play falling to his right. Great play by Cole Mosseri there in center field.
The first pitch to Darren Callahan, the first baseman, is a ball in the dirt.
Callahan flied out to left field in his first at-bat.
Next pitch is ball outside. 2 balls, no strikes with 1 out. The 2-0. Swung on and whiffed. First strike of the at-bat for Burchard. Hoping to make his way back from this count.
Callahan plays his college baseball at Slippery Rock University.
The 2-1 pitch is just outside. That makes it 3 balls, 1 strike. Umpire not budging at the outside calls.
Also sporting a .500 batting average, 3 hits and 6 at-bats for him on the summer for the Pios.
The 3-1, a breaking ball called strike 2. That makes it a full count here to the lefty Callahan. 3 balls, 2 strikes, a full count pitch. Breaking ball outside, umpire does not budge. Burchard thought he got him. So with 1 out, we have Callahan on first. That brings up the cleanup batter, number 27, the left fielder, Kelvin Warlow, with a runner on first.
Yeah, Warillo in his first at-bat flew out to the left fielder, F7 for him in his first at-bat.
First pitch is called strike, no balls, 1 strike with 1 out. Burchard giving Callahan a look on first. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled back our way. That's quickly, no balls, 2 strikes with 1 out to the cleanup batter.
Double play ball is in effect here. It would be real nice for the Doubledays to get a quick inning here out of the Pioneers.
The 0-2 pitch. Outside and high, 1 ball, 2 strikes to the cleanup batter. So the count is 1-2 with 1 out. The score is 4-2 Auburn Doubledays. The 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. That is his second out of the inning. A strikeout for Owen Burchard. An impressive at-bat for Owen Burchard as he ends the at-bat with a strikeout. So with 2 outs and a runner on first, 2 up for the Elmira Pioneers is Aiden Stern, the extra hitter. Another lefty.
Stern get on in his first at-bat, and he singled and scored. He has blazing speed on the base pass.
The EH Stern definitely has wheels. First pitch was a ball to Stern. The 1-0 pitch from Burchard. Swung on and missed. Breaking ball is dealing so far for Burchard. His account is 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs.
73 miles an hour on that breaking ball from Burchard.
The 1-1 pitch. Outside corner, umpire still not budging at that call.
No, in the first inning, that was a strike, though.
2 balls, 1 strike. Burchard taking a little bit more time in between pitches. The 2-1 pitch. The catcher, Dalton Groves, cannot make the grab as that ball goes in the dirt, and advancing to second base is Darren Callahan. So the count is now 3 balls, 1 strike as Groves cannot get the block. The 3-1 pitch, swung on and missed. The count is now full to the lefty Andy Stern. 2 outs, 3 balls, 2 strikes. The 3-2 pitch, that's hit softly to the pitcher. He throws it to first base in time. That is the 3rd out of the inning. A great play by Owen Burchard. Impressive pitching from Burchard here in the top of the 3rd. That is 3 quick outs, and we'll be right back for the Doubledays batting here in the bottom of the 3rd. We're back here in the bottom of the 3rd. The Auburn Doubledays are due up for their bats. And leading off for the Auburn Doubledays is the second batter in the lineup, Fernando Espinal, the EH. The score is 4-2. Auburn Doubledays are up by 2. The pitch from Holmes. That hits Espinal in the hand. He's hurt. Umpire calls timeout. Espinal in major pain as he walks back to the dugout. He's circling around. Umpire checking on Espinal. As you can tell, he's in a lot of pain, shaking his left wrist.
Athletic trainer coming out to check on Espinal as well. That would be a major loss for the Doubledays if he can't stay in this game. Actually, they're going to say, looks like they're going to say it's a foul ball.
I guess I did not see the ball hit his bat. It looked like it hit Espinal straight in the hand. You could tell he was in pain too. So that erases a runner on first. If the umpire calls that one a foul tip, so the count is no balls, 1 strike. Espinal in the box. He's okay to hit. First pitch is 1 ball, 1 strike.
Espinal in his first at bat in the first inning reached on a fielder's choice. There was a put out 6-4 to Mosseri at first.
Next pitch is hit to right field. That's a base hit for Espinal. Espinal taking off to second base. The throw to second base. Not in time. The speedy Espinal picks up a double. What a play by Espinal. A heads-up play. He saw that the right fielder, Andy Schroeder, could not get there in time.
Yeah, that one a little bloop single out to right field. And it looked like Elmira's right fielder lollygagging to get the ball. Espinal with heads-up base running wastes no time, puts a right foot on first base and took right off towards second and stretched it into a bloop double.
So that brings up the third batter in the lineup, the third baseman, Gavin Grapuso. First pitch is a ball. Espinal was shaking his hand a little bit on second base. Hopefully his hand is all right for the rest of the game. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, that's hit to center field. In comes Eddie Kaufman. Makes the grab, tagging up as Espinal, but he fakes the tag up. The throw to third would have gotten Espinal out. A great throw from the center fielder, Eddie Kaufman. So that is 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Which brings up the cleanup batter in the Doubledays lineup. Number 32, the DH, Zach Bale. With a runner in scoring position, the speedy Espinal.
Bale grounded out 5-3 in his first at-bat here this evening in the first inning. He'll step in. Came in batting .416 on the evening.
Espinal off second. Holmes giving him a look. He takes off for third. The throw to third. Not in time. The ball is down. Espinal still hurt. He's grabbing his arm, but Espinal has amazing wheels on him as he picks up a stolen base. What a heads-up play by Espinal. A great throw by the catcher, Brandon Doback, but that was not in time. 1 ball, no strikes. Next pitch is a foul ball back our way. The manager for the Doubledays, Dan Schwam, keeps checking on Espinal, making sure that his hand is all right. Espinal keeps telling the manager that he's definitely in pain. The 1-1 pitch to Bale. That's hit back to the pitcher. Checks down Espinal. The throw to first in time. Great heads-up play by Holmes to keep Espinal on third base. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Scores 4-2 Doubledays. The fifth batter in the Doubledays lineup, Avery Dozy. The first baseman, is up to bat. The pitch from Holmes, that's fouled back our way. No balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Espinal already with the leadoff third base. The third baseman, Evan Blanchard, not keeping him close. The 0-1 pitch, outside, ball 1 at the at-bat. To the lefty, Dozy. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The pitch from Holmes, swung on and whipped, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The fastball from Holmes now sitting at around 85 miles per hour. Holmes ahead in the count. The 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed as the third out of the inning, and a strikeout picked up for Holmes as Espinal is left stranded on third base. No runs scored that inning. The score is 4-2. We'll be right back in the top of the 4th inning on Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. we're ready to go here in the top of the fourth inning as the young fans ran the bases after the bottom of the third inning. So due up now for the Elmira Pioneers here in the top of the fourth inning is is Andy Schroeder. The 0-0 pitch outside. Schroeder, the right fielder, the sixth batter in this lineup.
Walked and scored in his first plate appearance in the second inning.
The 1-0 pitch. Low and outside. Counted quickly 2 balls, no strikes. From the pitcher, Owen Burchard. The 2-0. Swung on, that's hit to the first baseman. Flipping the ball over to Burchard. The play is in time. We have the first out of the inning. A great grab by the first baseman, Avery Dozy, and an impressive running over the bag play by the pitcher, Owen Burchard, to pick up the first out of the inning.
He steps in now. He walked in his first plate appearance in the second. Still looking for his first hit as a member of the Pioneers program.
First pitch is low in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. With 1 out here in the top of the fourth. The 1-0. Low and in the dirt again. Leahy ahead in the count. The speedy second baseman looking to get things going here for the Pioneers in the top of the fourth. The 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball that cannot be blocked by the catcher, Dalton Groves. Umpire does not budge on that one. The count is 3 balls, no strikes. The 3-0. Called strike by the umpire. The count is 3 balls, 1 strike. Lehigh thought that one was a ball. He was making his way towards first base. The 3-1 pitch. Low and outside. Burchard gives up a walk. So with a runner on first, that brings up the 8th batter in the Pioneers lineup, Eddie Kaufman, the center fielder.
Kaufman walked and had an RBI with the bases loaded back in the second inning. He ended up being left on base. Comes this one batting a 142 for the Pioneers center fielder here tonight.
The pitch, breaking ball, called for strike 1.
Burchard consistently topping out at 73 miles an hour on that breaking ball, but it drops in so briskly on the other half of the plate.
Next pitch is fouled back our way. The count is no balls, 2 strikes. Burchard ahead in the count with 1 out. The outfielder from Roanoke College looking to move the base runners around a little bit here. The 0-2 pitch. That is a ball to the righty, Eddie Kaufman, and taking off from first is Matthew Lehigh, an impressive jump. So with runners on scoring position and 1 out, Kaufman looking to do some damage. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, the pitch. Called strike 3. Down goes looking as Eddie Kaufman, as that is the second out of the inning. Kaufman did not like that one.
Yeah, backwards K for Kaufman there, second out of the inning.
So with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, due up for the Pioneers is the number 9th batter in the lineup, Brandon Doback, the catcher. Off second base is Matthew Lehigh, giving a look as Burchard. The pitch from Burchard, inside for ball 1. Scores 4-2 here in the top of the 4th inning. The 1-0 pitch, called strike, check swinging, was Kaufman. Making his way off second base is Lehigh, giving him a look as Burchard. The 1-1, High inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Burchard taking a little break in between pitches, giving himself a little bit of a breather. 2 balls, 1 strike, the 2-1. Breaking ball, called strike by the umpire. Burchard making his way back in the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, with 2 outs.
Beautiful pitch there from Burchard.
Breaking ball had excellent drop. The 2-2 pitch, outside. Count is full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Breaking ball does not get the catcher to budge. The full count pitch to Doback. Breaking ball inside, ball 4. Going to first base is Doback. So with runners on first and second, that brings up the 10th batter in the Pioneers lineup, Tim Haftel, the DH, number 57, with 2 outs.
Yeah, Haftel popped up to the second baseman in his first at-bat back in the second inning. He's batting .250 coming in this game, Evan.
An impressive batting average from the 10th batter in this lineup. He has runners in scoring position. Burchard looking to shut down the last batter in the lineup. The pitch, breaking ball inside, 2 balls, no strikes. To the righty DH. No one keeping Dowback close on first, and no one keeping High close on second. Next pitch. That's 3 straight balls from Burchard. That one is high and outside. So Burchard is quickly down in the count. 3 balls, no strikes. A walk has the bases loaded here. The 3-0 pitch outside. That is ball 4. Walking to first base easily is Tim Haftel. 4 straight balls from Owen Burchard. The lineup flips over here. Due up is Evan Blanchard, the third baseman. The catcher Dalton Groves indicating that that is the top of the lineup for the Pioneers.
Bases loaded here. Only need 1 out. Played any base.
The pitch, high and inside. 1 ball, no strike. That is 5 straight balls from Burchard. If I'm Groves here, I'm calling time and talking to my pitcher. Give him a quick breather. Breaking ball in the dirt. 6 straight ball from Burchard. Blanchard up with every runner on every base. The 2-0 pitch. Called strike. That ends the strike drought from Burchard. The count is 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs. The 2-1. Breaking ball just high in the zone. 3 balls, 1 strikes.
And you don't want to walk in another run if you're Burchard. He's walked in 2 in the top of the second.
The 3-1 swung on. That's hit back to Burchard. What a play behind the back. The throw to first in time. What a play by Burchard. Behind the back spin move. Throw to first in time.
I tell you what, Burchard said, hold my beer. Turn the other way. Turn the glove. Let it float right in there behind the back and throw a little lob over to first. Have yourself a day, Owen Burchard.
A swaggy play from Burchard. Has no runner scored there in the top of the 4th. The score is 4-2. We'll be right back in the bottom of the 4th. Doubledays due up on Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. So an impressive play from the pitcher Burchard shuts down the top of the fourth with bases loaded. And due up for the Doubledays is the shortstop, Liam O'Neill. Holmes still on the mound for the Pioneers. The pitch from Holmes, swung on and missed. First strike of the at-bat. The shortstop looking to get things going here for the Doubledays in the bottom of the fourth. The 0-1, fouled back our way. The speedy shortstop looking to pick up a hit somewhere in the gaps to pick up a double here in the bottom of the fourth. O'Neill is from the University of Bridgeport and is down the count, no balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch, high and outside. Holmes thought he got him, but the umpire does not budge. 1 ball, 2 strikes, scores 4-2 Doubledays. The 1-2 pitch, called strike 3, down looking is O'Neill, and that is the first out in the bottom of the fourth for the Doubledays. So Liam O'Neill strikes out looking, a backwards K for the pitcher, Nathan Holmes. So due up for the Doubledays is Alex Sandel, the second baseman. First pitch is called strike outside corner. Holmes gets the call. The 0-1 pitch from the sidearm Holmes. A breaking ball that just misses the zone. Comes in at 73 miles per hour. That ball had great break to it, but the umpire thinks that one's inside. The 1-1, just outside, 2 balls, 1 strike now. To Alex Sandel. The 2-1 pitch, swung on, that's belts to left field. Back goes Calvin Warlow, but he makes the grab for the second out of the inning. That ball had some pop time, but an impressive grab from Warlow to get the second out of the inning. So due up is the 8th batter in the Doubledays lineup, the catcher, Dalton Groves. Groves is from Font Boone University, and he gets a hit to third base to throw to first in time. Impressive play from Evan Blanchard over to Darren Callahan for the 3rd out of the inning. As that was a quick bottom of the 4th inning. We'll be right back for the top of the 5th on Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. Welcome to the top of the fifth inning. Leading off for the Elmira Pioneers is the second batter in the lineup, Aiden Grabowski, the shortstop. First pitch is a bunt down the third baseline. That ball just goes foul. Great heads-up play by Gavin Grapuso to watch that ball go foul, or else that would have been a base hit for Grabowski. That would have been a bunt single for Aiden Grabowski. So the count is no balls, one strike here in the top of the fifth. The score is 4-2, Doubledays up by 2 with no outs. The 0-1 pitch to the shortstop. Just inside. One ball, one strike. To the righty, Grabowski. The 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. To the righty. The Doubledays had a pitching change. The pitcher is now Catrone, as that ball is popped up the first base side and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Andrew Catrone from Kenyon College from Washington, D.C., a sophomore.
Yeah, and Catrone comes in with a 4.5 ERA. He debuted the other day against the Geneva Redwings in the opener. 5-2 loss.
Next pitch is fouled third base side. Count is still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Catrone's breaking ball is sitting at about 68 miles per hour. The 2-2 pitch. Swung just outside. Looked like a check swing by Grabowski, but the umpire says no go. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Count is full. To the righty, Grabowski. The full count pitch. That's hit down the third base side. Out of play, foul ball. As Grabowski staying alive here with full count. Catrone ready to go. The full count pitch on the way. Called strike 3, down go looking at Grabowski as that is the first strikeout for Catrone and first out here in the top of the fifth. A backwards K for Catrone.
Beautiful slider there from Catrone. Catches the outer half of the plate. Froze the batter.
So due up here is the third batter in the Pioneers lineup. Darren Callahan, the first baseman, the 0-0 pitch. Strike down the middle. No balls, 1 strike here with 1 out. Fastball sitting at about 85 miles per hour.
Callahan's 0 for 1 on the night. Walked in his last plate appearance in the third.
There's his first hit of the night. A first single of the night. And there goes Callahan to second. The throw is not in time. That ball dropped right in front of the right fielder, Skylar Mays, right in between the right center gap. In between Cole Morsier and Skylar Mays. Great heads-up play by Darren Callahan to advance to second base. So a double for the Pioneers brings up the cleanup batter, Calvin Warlow, the righty left fielder. 1 out, 1 ball, no strikes. Callahan on second. A little bit of a leadoff second as no one's holding him close. The pitch, swung on, that ball's hit to center field. Back goes Cole Mercier. That ball hits against the wall. Mercier throws the ball in. There goes Callahan from third. The pitch to the plate, not in time. There's the first run of the inning, a double for the cleanup batter, Calvin Warlow. Catrone gives up the first run of the inning. The score is now 4-3 here in the top of the fifth inning.
Yeah, that one was tattooed out to deep center field. One hopped off the HA sign there and basically dead center field. It's a 3-4 ball game now.
The 0-0 pitch swung on and whipped to the fifth batter in the lineup, Aiden Stern, the EH. So a ball that ricocheted off the center field wall kicks things off here for the Pioneers in the top of the fifth. The 0-1 pitch outside. Great stop there by Dalton Groves, the catcher. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Score is now 4-3 in the top of the fifth. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A great breaking ball there by the righty Catrone.
Yeah, great breaking ball, as you mentioned. He's really flashed his off-speed stuff here as Catrone.
Big difference between his fastball and breaking ball. The 1-2 pitch, inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Another breaking pitch there, 68 miles an hour.
Really relies on his breaking pitch, especially to lefties, I've noticed. So the 2-2 pitch from Catrone, swung on, that's belted on the third base side, but that is out of play. A souvenir for a Doubledays fan. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Catrone ready to go. Aiden Stern ready to go. The 2-2 pitch from Catrone. That's hit to the pitcher right back to Stern as he runs his way to first. The throw at first was not in time. Stern is safe at first. That ball was hit back to Stern. He flipped it to the first baseman. The first baseman flipped it back to Stern. He was trying to run and get the out at first, but it was not in time. As Aiden Stern, the EH, is known for having wheels. So with 1 out, we have runners on first and third here in the top of the fifth. A runner in scoring position for the Pioneers. That brings up the right fielder, Andy Schroeder. The lefty right fielder looking to score in. The runner on third as he calls time to get in Control's head and get in a few swings.
Schroeder 0 for 1 in the night thus far. Grounded out 3-1 in his last at-bat in the fourth, and he walked and scored in the second.
The 0-0 pitch inside almost clipped Schroeder, but he got out of the way to make it 1 ball and no strikes. Schroeder steps back in the box. Catrone looking on the runners. The 1-0 pitch. The throw to second base was a fake throw. What a great fake throw by Groves, but taking off there to second base is the speedy EH, Aiden Stern. So we have 2 runners in scoring position. We have a runner on second base and a runner on third base. Warlow on and Stern on with only 1 out. Schroeder looking to do some damage with 2 runners in scoring position. The 2-0 pitch swung on and missed. 2 balls, 1 strike to the lefty, Schroeder. Two balls, 1 strike. The pitch from Catrone, outside, 3 balls, 1 strike now, with 1 out to the lefty. Catrone looking to come back here. The 3-1 pitch, that's swung on, that's popped out of play our way. Hits off the roof. So the count is quickly 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count with 1 out to the lefty Schroeder. As Catrone steps off, wants a new sign from his catcher Groves. Groves giving him a new sign as that gives Schroeder a few extra swings. Catrone back on the mound, the 3-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball, call for strike 3. Down looking is Schroeder. What a great breaking ball pitch from Catrone, as that is a backwards K with runners in scoring position for Catrone. Second out of the inning. That brings up Matthew Lehigh, the second baseman, a righty in this lineup, with 2 runners in scoring position. The 0-0 pitch, a breaking ball high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. With 2 outs. Catrone relying on his breaking ball tonight as that's the pitch that seems to be working. The 1-0 pitch inside almost hits Lehigh, but he gets out of the way. So the count is 2-0 to Leahy. 2 outs. Score 4-3 here in the top of the 5th. The 2-0 pitch to the righty. Swung on, that's belted down third base side, but out of play. Corpuzzo thought that one was in. He slid all the way out of bounds to try to make the play, but that ball's out of bounds and tossed to the ball boy for a souvenir for the fans.
No official at bat for Lehigh here tonight. 2 walks for him and 2 plate appearances.
2-1, swung on, that's belted for shallow left field. Making the play is the left fielder, Brandon Hofscheiser. That's the 3rd out of the inning. Running all the way out there to try to make the play was the shortstop, Liam O'Neill, but the left fielder, Hofscheiser, makes the play. And that is the final out here in the top of the 5th. We'll be right back in the bottom of the 5th. Score 4-3 here on Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. So after making an impressive grab in the top of the 5th, leading off for the Doubledays in the bottom of the 5th is the left fielder, Brandon Hofscheiser. Nathan Holmes still on the mound here in the bottom of the 5th for the Elmira Pioneers. Score is 4-3. Pioneers picked up a run in the top of the 5th. The 0-0 pitch. Swung on, fouled back our way. No balls, 1 strike. Holmes, breaking ball coming in at 73 miles per hour. The next pitch swung on and missed. No balls, 2 strikes.
Hofsteiger 0 for 1, grounded out 4-3 in the 2nd inning, but did tally an RBI with the ground out.
The Aruba native down the count, no balls, 2 strikes, and that next pitch is outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. With no outs in the bottom of the 5th. The 1-2 pitch that's hit towards center field. Running in is Eddie Kaufman, and that bloops. He lost the ball. He did not see where the ball was. Rounding third now is Hofsteiger. He's going to go home. The throw to home, not in time. A Little League home run for Hofsteiger. As the score is now 5-3 here in the bottom of the 5th. The center fielder, Eddie Kaufman, lost the ball. He called for it, then lost it. Looped right in front of him. I don't know if that was a communication error or if he lost the ball in the sun. But the score is now 5-3. Hofsteiger demonstrated his wheels there. So that brings up the 10th batter in this lineup for the Doubledays. Skylar Mays, the right fielder. The pitch from Holmes, inside for ball 1.
bright lights here at Falcon Park certainly coming into effect there on that inside the Parker.
I guess so, because Hoffman was right underneath that ball but could not make the grab. The count is 1 ball, 1 strike, inside and low to the 10th batter in the lineup. 2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1. Called strike down the middle, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mays down in the count. Mays is looking to keep things going here for the Doubledays. The 2-2 pitch. Called strike.
Mays grounded out 6-3 in his last at-bat in the second inning, his first at-bat at that, and had an RBI as well.
The 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Mays goes down looking. He does not agree with that one. He was on his way to first. That is the first out here in the bottom of the 5th. Holmes picks up the strikeout looking. The lineup flips over. The leadoff batter for the Doubledays, Cole Mossier, the center fielder, is due up here for the Doubledays. Holmes already in his position to pitch. He's ready to go. Mossier's ready to go. The pitch on the way. Called strike, inside corner of the plate. No balls, 1 strike with 1 out. On deck is Fernando Espinal, the 1-1 pitch. Fouled back our way. Excuse me, that makes it 0-2. Another souvenir for a fan. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The 0-2 pitch from Nathan Holmes. Swung on, fouled back our way again. Mossier staying alive. So that ball is tossed to the ball boy. The 0-2 pitch from Holmes. That's hit to shallow left field. Not making the grab is the shortstop, Aiden Grandowski. And running the second is Cole Mossier.
Little 1-out double there for Mossieri.
Grabowski could not make the grab there on the bloop single that turned into a double in left field. So we have a runner here in scoring position in the bottom of the 5th, and that brings up the powerful second batter in the lineup, Fernando Espinal, batting .700 for the season.
Espinal extended his hit streak to 3 straight games with a double back in the 3rd inning.
First pitch swung on. Espinal swinging out of his shoes there for that first pitch fastball. Looked like he just got ahead of that pitch there. The 0-1 pitch from Holmes. That one hits Espinal as he gets hit again, but this time he is for sure making his way down the first base side. So we have runners on first and second here in the bottom of the 5th, and that brings up the third baseman, Gavin Grabusco, with a runner in scoring position.
Espinal finds his way on base yet again. He's been a menace to PGCBL West Division opponents thus far. Always finds a way on base, it seems like.
The 0-0 pitch from Holmes, swung on and missed. First strike of the at-bat. That one hit Espinal on his left side. He can't take a break today on his left side. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled back our way. No balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Score 5-3 here in the bottom of the 5th. Holmes is ahead of the count. Looking to pick up another strikeout so far here in the bottom of the 5th. But looking to stay alive is Gavin Grappuso. Holmes ready to go. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on, that tip towards the third baseman. Easily stepping on third is Evan Blanchard for the second out of the inning. That one was blooped right towards him. An easy grab for Blanchard. So with 2 outs now in the bottom of the 5th is the cleanup batter for the Doubledays, Zach Bale, the DH, number 32.
Yeah, Bale comes up 0 for 2 in the night thus far, a pair of ground outs, a 5-3 ground out in the first and a 1-3 ground out back in the third.
The Florida native fouls one back our way with no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Espinal makes his way towards second off of that loop to third base. The 0-2 pitch was fouled back our way. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch from Holmes, just outside, 1 ball, 2 strike now, with 2 outs. Next pitch, just outside. Holmes thought he got him. We're having a little bit of camera technical difficulties here in the bottom of the 5th. We'll get that changed shortly. The count is 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch from Holmes. Check swing, but he did not go, says the field umpire. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The count is now full with runners on first and second here in the bottom of the 5th. Holmes ready to go. The cleanup batter, Bale, ready to go. The full count pitch on the way. That's belted towards center field. Running over is Coffin. He cannot make the grab. Scoring is Espinal. There's 1 run. Throw to second, not in time. Another run scores. Scoring from second was Fernando Espinal, and scoring from first was Gavin Corpuso. The score is now 7-3 on a base hit double for the cleanup batter, Zach Bale. So due up now for the Doubledays with 2 outs and 2 runs that just scored is Avery Dozie, the first baseman, a lefty for the Doubledays. The pitch from Holmes, swung on and missed. First strike of the at-bat. Hoffman struggling out there in center field. The pitch, called strike, 1 ball, or excuse me, no balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs to the lefty Dozie. The 0-2 pitch, that's hit back to the pitcher. Can he make the play to first? Not in time. That is a wild throw. Scoring easily is Bale, and the score is now 8-3 on an overthrow to first from the pitcher, Nathan Holmes. So the score now 8-3. A few runs have been scored so far this inning. That brings up Liam O'Neill. The pitch to O'Neill, high and inside. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs now. Liam O'Neill, the shortstop, looking to do some more damage this inning. Next pitch, fastball 84, outside. O'Neill from the University of Bridgeport. Speedy shortstop looking to get things off. Keep things going, I should say. The next pitch, swing and a miss, 2 balls, 1 strikes with 2 outs. The 2-1 pitch from Holmes, swung on and missed again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On first is Dozie, not taking much of a gap off of first base. The 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. 3rd out of the inning, and a strikeout for Holmes, but not after 3 runs were scored from the Auburn Doubledays this inning on a Little League home run. And 2 runs scored, Espinal being 1 and Corpuso being 1. We'll be right back in the top of the 6th. Scores 8-3 here on Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. So the score is now 8-3, and due up now for the Elmira Pioneers here in the top of the sixth is the struggling center fielder, Eddie Kaufman. Looking to get things going here for the Pioneers in the top of the sixth. The pitch fouled back our way. Umpire signals that he did indeed foul that one back. No balls, one strike. The pitch inside almost clips Kaufman. 1 ball, 1 strike with no outs. Here in the top of the sixth. The pitch, breaking ball that just misses inside corner. That breaking ball had a lot of break to it, but the umpire does not budge.
The Doubledays faithful here at Falcon Park have been letting me home plate umpire here tonight.
The 2-1 pitch from Patron, that's hit to the first baseman.
Dozy underneath it, called off by the second baseman, Sandell, for the out.
So with 1 out now in the top of the sixth, a great grab there by the second baseman, Alex Sandell. Due up now for the Pioneers is the catcher, Brandon Dobeck, with 1 out. The pitch from Catrone, called strike. Dobeck doesn't budge. No balls, 1 strike with 1 out. The 0-1 pitch from Catrone, swung on, fouled back our way. No balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. The Washington, D.C. native looking to pick up the strikeout here.
Dobeck's reached base in both of his plate appearances. 2 walks and an RBI to his ledger thus far here tonight.
The 0-2 pitch swung on and missed. Making the catch for the strike 3 is the catcher, Dalton Groves. So that's a K for Andrew Catrone. We now have 2 outs now in the top of the sixth. And due up now is the last batter in the Pioneers lineup, Tim Haftel, the DH, the pitch from Catrone. That's hit back to the pitcher. Throwing the ball to first in time. What a play by Andrew Catrone. That ball dribbled right in front of him, but he made a laser throw to first base for the 3rd out of the inning. What a great play by Andrew Catrone to get the 3rd out. So we'll be back here for the Doubledays at-bats in the bottom of the 6th on your Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. So a new pitcher is on the mound for the Elmira Pioneers. Number 52, Zach Nelson from Corning, CC, also from Corning, New York. And due up for the Auburn Doubledays here in the bottom of the 6th inning is Alex Sandel, the second baseman. Score is 8-3. The sun has gone down. Here's the first pitch at the bottom of the 6th, a breaking ball. Inside corner, 1 ball, no strikes. Just misses that inside corner. The 1-0 pitch from Nelson. Outside, Sandel does not budge. 2 balls, no strikes.
Would be a great inning for the Doubledays here if they can put on some insurance runs in the bottom of the 6th.
The 2-0 pitch from Nelson. Outside, 3 balls, no strikes. Home plate umpire still not budging on that outside call.
Nelson plays his college baseball at SUNY Corning. He's from Corning, New York.
The 3-0 pitch from the Corning native, called strike. Right down the middle, Sandel does not swing at that one.
Nelson went 3 innings back on the opening day game against the Batavia Muck Dogs in the 10-3 win. 3 innings with 2 hits given up, 3 strikeouts, and only 1 run.
Next pitch is a ball 4 to the second baseman, Sandel, and we have a runner on first here in the bottom of the 4th, and that brings up the catcher for the Auburn Doubledays, Dalton Groves, the 8th batter in the lineup. So with a runner on first, Groves looking to get things going here for the Doubledays in the bottom of the 6th. More insurance runs, I should say. The 0-0 pitch, outside, 1 ball to the catcher.
So far for Groves tonight, he's over 2, grounded out 5-3 in the 4th, and he had an RBI and came around to score when he reached down an E5 back in his first at-bat in the 2nd.
The 1-0 pitch, called strike outside corner. Guess that was a little bit of an announcer's jinx because the umpire called that one on the outside corner.
Strike zone has been inflating and deflating all game. Certainly has not been consistent.
The 1-1 pitch, that ball's hit to the third baseman. A throw over to first in time, but stealing to second was the second baseman, Alex Sandel. So we have a runner on second. They do not get the ground out play that got 2 outs, but a great throw from the third baseman, Evan Blanchard, to get the out at first base. So we have 1 out now in the bottom of the 6th, and that brings up the 9th batter in the Doubledays lineup, the left fielder, Brandon Hofsteiser.
Hofsteiser had that Little League inside the park home run back in his last at-bat in the 5th. He's also got 2 RBIs to his credit on the night.
The pitch to Hofsteiser was a ball in the dirt, 1 ball, no strikes, with 1 out.
Batting .285 as well coming into this one. The Ruben native looks to add to his 2 RBIs here with a runner in scoring position for the Doubledays.
The 1-0 pitch from Nelson on the way. The pitch called strike, 1-1, 1 out. Sandel getting a jump off of second base as no one is holding him on. The 1-1 pitch to the left fielder is a breaking ball that's fouled back our way. Hofsteiser was just ahead of that one. A second later, and that might have been a base hit. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Nelson ahead in the count. The 1-2 pitch to the left fielder. Swung on, fouled back our way. Hofsteiser staying alive. Sandel keeping his feet active on second base. Matthew Lehigh is not keeping him close. Is not letting him get much of a jump off of second base. The pitch from Nelson. That's hit to Lehigh. He gets the out at first as he threw it to first base. That is the second out here in the bottom of the 6th. But advancing is Alex Sandhill, the second baseman. So we have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs now in the bottom of the 6th.
So Skylar Mays comes up now. He's 0 for 2 for the Doubledays on the night. He did have an RBI back in the second inning when he grounded out 6-3. Still looking for his first hit as a member of the Doubledays baseball club.
The 0-0 pitch from Nelson is a breaking ball in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Sandell, a heavy lead off of first base. No one keeping him close. The 1-0 pitch to Mays. Swung on and missed. Mays was ahead of that one, swinging out of his shoes. Nelson sitting at around 75 miles per hour for his fastball. The 1-1 pitch from Nelson. Outside corner. Home plate umpire does not budge, making the count 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs. Sandell off of third. Nelson ready to go. The 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball that drops in the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mays taking a couple swings in between pitches. And a bit of a breather. Hoping to get his first Doubledays hit of the season. The 2-2 pitch to Mays. Breaking ball. Great block there by the catcher, Brandon Dubeck, to keep Sandell on third base. But the count is now full to Skylar Mays, the 10th batter in the Doubledays lineup. A walk here brings up the leadoff batter for the Doubledays, Cole Mossier, the center fielder. Nelson, ready to go. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Outside corner and high. We have a walk here in the bottom of the 6th. Runners on first and third. That brings up the leadoff batter as the lineup flips over here in the bottom of the 6th. Number 21, the center fielder, Cole Mossier.
Yeah, Mossier had that double back in his last at-bat in the 5th inning. He also walked in the first. 1 for 2, sported a .363 batting average coming into the game here tonight. Definitely what you want out of your leadoff guy if you're the Doubledays.
The 0-0 pitch from Nelson. Outside corner, no budge from the home plate umpire. The count is 1 ball and no strike. On deck is the exceptional second batter for the Doubledays, Fernando Espinal, the extra hitter. The 1-0 pitch from the Corning native, outside, 2 balls, no strikes, as Mossier quickly gets ahead in the count. Nelson taking some time between this next pitch, catching a quick breather so he can stay in this batter. The 2-0 pitch, swung on, that ball's hit to the center fielder, Eddie Kaufman. Can he make the grab? He makes the grab against the wall, makes up for himself for the earlier plays. What a grab by Kaufman, as that is the 3rd out of the inning. In the bottom of the 6th is over. The score is 8-3. Runners were left on bases stranding. We're going to the top of the 7th. Due up as the Elmira Pioneers. We'll be right back on Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. So it is the top of the 7th inning, and due up for the Elmira Pioneers in an 8-3 ball game is number 1, the leadoff batter, Evan Blanchard, the third baseman. The 0-0 pitch, called strike from the home plate umpire, and we are underway here in the 7th inning. A great pitch from the pitcher, Andrew Catrone, the DC native. The 0-1 pitch, that's swung on, that's hit to the right fielder, Skylar Mays, and he makes the grab, and we have one out now here in the top of the 7th inning. Mays had a great grab there in right field, read that ball perfectly. So we have one out. And due up now for the Elmira Pioneers is the second batter, Aiden Grabowski, the shortstop. The 0-0 pitch from Catrone. Fastball topped out at 82 miles per hour. Called strike from the home plate umpire. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball that hits Grabowski, chucks his bat, and he's making his way down the first base line. So we have a runner on first here in the top of the 7th inning. As Catrone hits Grabowski. Due up now for the Elmira Pioneers is the third batter in the lineup, Darren Callahan. The pitch from Catrone inside. 1 ball now. To the lefty, Callahan. Catrone really relying on his fastball the past 2 at-bats. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, that's a base hit to right field. Rounding second is Grabowski, but he does not run to third. So that is a base hit there for Callahan. Another one on the night. We have runners on first and second. And due up now is the cleanup batter for the Pioneers, Kelvin Warlow, the left fielder. The righty has runners on, looking to keep things going for the Pioneers. The 0-0 pitch from Catrone, a breaking ball inside. Warlow ducks out of the way, or else that one might have hit him.
Yeah, 1 out here, looking to see if Catrone can bounce back. Double play ball in effect as the runner goes.
So the runner goes from second. No throw there from the catcher, Dalton Groves. Grabowski is on third now. An impressive jump there from Grabowski. So we have runners on first and third now. 2 balls, no strikes to the cleanup batter. The 2-0 pitch from Catrone. Fastball down the middle. 2 balls, 1 strike now. Catrone looking to work his way back in this at-bat, hoping to get a strikeout. Catrone looking on the runner at first. The 2-1 pitch on the way. Just outside. Home plate umpire does not budge. 3 balls, 1 strike. To the cleanup batter. Catrone's fastball sitting in the low 80s. The 3-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled third base side. Hit towards the Doubledays bullpen. The 3-1 pitch. The count is now 3 balls, 2 strikes. The full count pitch from Catrone is on the way. 3-2. Breaking ball inside. The bases are loaded as Warlow picks up a walk. So with runners on first, second, and third in the top of the 7th, that brings up the 5th batter in the lineup, Aiden Stern, the extra hitter. Catrone looking to get the strikeout here. The first pitch is fouled third base side, out of play. Stern is another lefty in the Pioneers lineup. The 0-0 pitch from Stern. Swung on, fouled third base side, out of play. Stern is another lefty in the Pioneers lineup. 3-2. The 0-1 pitch from Catrone on the way, and that is a ball outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out from the righty Catrone. A walk here would score a run, making the score 8-4. The pitch. Called strike from the home plate umpire. Stern caught looking. 1 ball, 2 strikes now with 1 out. Catrone ahead of the count with 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, great stop there by Dalton Groves. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Breaking ball did not find the zone there. The 2-2 pitch, swung on, fouled back our way. Stern staying alive. Fastball has been efficient for Catrone. Finding the zone, but batters are hitting the fastball foul or in play. The 2-2 pitch on the way, breaking ball high to Aiden Stern. Home plate umpire does not budge at that one. The count is now 3 balls, 2 strikes. Stern makes his way back in the at-bat. Catrone slowly losing him. The 3-2 pitch on the way, swung on, fouled back our way. So the count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the lefty. The 3-2 pitch on the way, another foul ball. That one was a line drive to the seats. A couple fans moving out of the way. Stern staying alive now in the top of the 7th. Catrone looking to fight and get the strikeout. The 3-2 pitch from Stern. Ball 4 inside. That's a walk for Catrone, and here comes a run for the Pioneers. As the manager for the Auburn Doubledays calls timeout, Dan Schwam going to talk to his reliever. So the score is now 8-4 now in the top of the 7th inning. And the manager, Schwarm, makes a call to the bullpen. So that means that Catrone's night is done. Got 1 out in the top of the 7th, but walked a few and gave up 1 run. We'll be right back as the new pitcher warms up here in the top of the 7th. So the head coach Swarm makes the call to the bullpen, and that brings in the lefty, Tyler Blake, a Cortland native and a freshman from SUNY Cortland. He comes in with not the most ideal position with runners on first, second, and third. The score is 8-4 off of a walk, which brings up the sixth batter in the Pioneers lineup, Andy Schroeder, the right fielder.
Blake making his Doubledays debut here on the mound.
First pitch is a ball to the lefty. Blake a lefty, Schroeder a lefty. We have not seen that yet tonight. The 1-0 pitch with one out. Swung on, that's belted towards left field. Making the grab is Brandon Hofstreicher. The throw to home, not in time. Scoring easily is the Elmira Pioneers. Darren Callahan, as the score is now 8-5, but there are 2 outs now in the top of the 7th. So with 1 run scoring now, off of a pop fly to left field, that brings up the 7th batter in the Pioneers lineup, Matthew Lehey, the second baseman. The pitch from Blake, called strike down the middle, 87-mile-per-hour fastball there from the lefty.
Lehey 0 for 1 thus far on the night. A pair of walks for him and a fly out to left field in his last at-bat.
The 0-1 pitch, called strike from the home plate umpire. Blake is quickly ahead of the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Fastball so far working for him. The 0-2 pitch, swung on, fouled back our way. Lehey staying alive. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Score is 8-5. The 0-2 pitch from Blake. Swung on, that's hit right back to Blake, but it comes out of his glove, making a diving play as the shortstop, Liam O'Neill, but not in time to throw to second. So we have runners on first, second, and third again. Bases loaded. That ball ricocheted off of 2 gloves, but the Doubledays were not able to come up with an out there. So that brings up the 8th batter in the Pioneers lineup with bases loaded. The center fielder, Eddie Kaufman, number 36. Great grab last inning for Kaufman in center field to get the final out in the bottom of the 6th. The 0-0 pitch, called strike down the middle. Nice pitch there from Blake. Every runner is off their bag. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball wild and outside. What an athletic grab by the catcher, Dalton Groves. If he did not get that grab, that would have been another run for the Elmira Pioneers. Instead, the count is 1-1. The score is 8-5. The pitch, called strike from the home plate umpire. Fastball working for Blake.
1 strike away here for Blake to get out of the bases loaded jam and only give up 1 run.
The 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. A strikeout for Tyler Blake as he works his way out of a jam. But not after 2 runs come in for the Pioneers. We'll be right back in the bottom of the 7th inning on Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. So another pitching change for the Elmira Pioneers as Nelson is taken out and put in for the Elmira Pioneers. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning is Jacek Kroll, a right-hand pitcher from St. Michael's College. And due up now for the Auburn Doubledays is the exceptional Fernando Espinal. Batting .700 for the season. Hit by pitch tonight. In his last at-bat, the 0-0 pitch from the sidearm. Kroll is a ball inside, 1 ball, no strikes with no outs. The 1-0 pitch in the dirt, 71-mile-per-hour fastball from Kroll. Two balls, no strikes. The pitch from Kroll followed back our way. 2 balls, 1 strike now. Two balls, 1 strike, no outs. To Espinal, the pitch from Kroll. Low and inside. Espinal ahead of the count. 3 balls, 1 strike with no outs. Scores 8-5 here in the bottom of the 7th. The 3-1 pitch swung on. That's hit softly to the third baseman. The throw over to first in time to get the speedy Espinal out. What a throw from Evan Blanchard.
Yeah, great play there from Blanchard. A little dribbler down the third base line, not too much heat on it. Blanchard scoops it up and flips it over to first, but credit to Espinal hustling down the first base line there. He almost beat out the throw.
Espinal known for having wheels, but cannot get there in time to be called safe. So with 1 out now here in the bottom of the 7th inning, that brings up Gavin Grapuso, the third baseman. The pitch, outside. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out.
Yeah, Jacek Kroll's got a little bit of a weird hitch to his throw, kind of like a side wind from the right-handed side.
First pitch is drilled down first base line, but does not stay fair, and the count is now 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. Kroll looks like he is throwing sidearm, but you're right, Kyle, that definitely is a hitch in his pitch.
It's not too big either. Probably stands about 5'9", 5'10" from the right side. Something about pitchers today, liking the far left side of that rubber as well.
The 1-1 pitch, same spot as last time. Foul ball, first base side, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kroll has been topping out on his fastball at 71 miles per hour. Not showing much of a breaking ball yet. The 1-2 pitch from Kroll, swung on, now fouled down third base side. Grapuso following everywhere. That ball came in at 74 miles per hour. Grapuso taking a little bit of time in between the next pitch. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. The 1-2 pitch, inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kroll thought he got him. A little bit of a gallop from Kroll after that pitch. So instead of a strikeout, the count is 2-2. The 2-2 pitch, inside, almost clips Grapuso. Grapuso gets out of the way. The count is 3 balls, 2 strikes. Grapuso works his way back in the count. The full count pitch from Kroll. Ball 4. Grapuso makes his way back from a 1-2 count and gets rewarded with first base. So we have a runner on first base here in the bottom of the 7th, and that brings up the powerful cleanup batter, Zach Bale, the DH, with a runner on first. The 0-0 pitch from Kroll. And there goes Grapuso. The throw to second, not in time. Grapuso picks up a stolen bag. Bale now has runners in scoring position. As Grapuso is already halfway down the second base side, making his way towards third. The pitch from Kroll, inside, that drills Bale, and now we have runners on first and second. So Kroll has given up a walk and a hit by pitch so far this inning. That one hit Kroll right on his left leg. Showing no signs of pain, though. So due up now for the Auburn Doubledays is the fifth batter in their lineup, Avery Doozy. First pitch is a ball.
Dozy so far 0 for 2 on the night, reached base on an E1 back in the 5th inning, walked and scored in the 2nd.
The count is now 2 balls, no strikes with 1 out. Kroll steps off the mound. He saw that the runner on second there, Grapuso, was getting too much of a jump. He was distracted by his movement. He steps off, takes a breather. He's back in the mound, ready to go. The pitch swung on and missed by Dozy. That ball was low, but Dozy looked like he wanted to rip that one out of the ballpark. So the count is 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Off second is Grapusi. Next pitch is drilled to left field. Under the ball is Kelvin Warlow, and he makes the easy grab for the 2nd out of the inning. That ball definitely had some pop time to it, but not enough distance. So there are 2 outs now in the bottom of the 7th inning. The count is 0-0 as it brings up the shortstop, Liam O'Neill, with runners on first and second. O'Neill looking to get a run this inning and score the speedy Grapuso.
In his first at-bat, he doubled and came around to score in his first at-bat as a member of the Doubledays.
Well, let's hope that O'Neill can do that again, but first pitch is fouled back our way, making the count 0 balls, 1 strike.
He's 1 for 3 thus far on the night as well. A pair of back-to-back punch-outs in his last 2 at-bats, strikeouts looking. So 2 backwards Ks consecutively for O'Neill after the double in the 2nd inning, excuse me.
Umpire giving some time to the catcher, Brandon Doback, as that one hit off him a little bit, but Doback seems to be all right. And we are back in the at-bat. Count is 0 balls, 1 strike with 2 out. The 0-1 pitch swung on. That ball's hit to the shortstop in Grapuso, and the throw to second is in time. That is the 3rd out of the bottom of the 7th. No runs scored from the Doubledays. Runners were left stranded on first and second, and we were right back in the top of the 8th for the Elmira Pioneers at bats on your Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. We're back here in Falcon Park in the top of the 8th inning. Due up for the Elmira Pioneers is number 38, Brandon Duback, the catcher. Still pitching for the Auburn Doubledays is number 36, Tyler Blake, the Cortland native. The score is 8-5. The 0-0 pitch on the way outside, ball 1. Ball came in at 85 miles per hour. The 1-0 pitch inside almost clips Doback, but he gets out of the way, making the count 2 balls, no strikes. If I'm Blake here, I want a shutdown inning, and I want some insurance runs in the bottom of the 8th. And that should be enough to win the ball game. Next pitch is fouled back our way. 2 balls, 1 strike with no outs. Blake hoping to make his way back in the at-bat. The 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3 balls, 1 strike. Umpire does not budge on that one. Making the count 3-1. Doback ahead so far this at-bat. The 3-1 pitch. High and inside. There's a walk for the Elmira Pioneers with a runner on first base. Blake could not come back in that at-bat. Was down 2-0, then 2-1, 3-1, then a walk. 2 straight balls, which brings up the 10th batter in the Pioneers lineup, Tim Haftel, the DH, with a runner on first base. The pitch from the lefty inside almost clips Haftel. The 1-0 pitch was a ball inside. Next pitch called a strike to the 10th batter in the lineup. The count is 1 ball, 1 strike to the righty Haftel. The pitch from the lefty, fouled back our way. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Blake is ahead in the count. One ball, 2 strikes, no out. Score is 8-5 Doubledays. The pitch from the lefty Blake. Inside, that gets away from the catcher, Dalton Groves, and off the second is Brandon Duback. The catcher had enough time to get to second. So now we have runners in scoring position with a runner on second base, and that totally flips the at-bat around for the catcher, Duback. But it looks that Blake is ahead in that at-bat. The count is 2 balls, 2 strikes, the 2-2 pitch on the way, and that one just gets away from the catcher, Groves, and making his way to third easily is the catcher, Duback. That one looked like it clipped Haftel, but it actually hit the catcher's glove, Groves. Looked like Haftel wanted to sell that one a little bit to get a free base. So now we have a runner on third base with no outs. Blake is now down in the count, with the count now being 3 balls, 2 strikes. Blake needs the strikeout here to get the first out of the inning and get things going for the Auburn Doubledays defense. The 3-2 pitch from Blake outside. What a grab by Groves, but now there is a runner on first base. And calling time is the manager, Dan Schwam. And let's see if this concludes Tyler Blake's night with a runner on first and third, as there was action in the bullpen. And that does look like that is going to be Blake's night as he leaves the top of the 8th with a runner on first and third, the score being 8-5. We'll be right back as a new pitcher gets some warm-up pitches for the Auburn Doubledays. So warming up for the Auburn Doubledays in the top of the 8th inning is Josh Henderson from Huntingdon Valley, PA. Goes to school in Penn State Abington. He comes in with runners on bases. We have a runner on first and we have a runner on third. Due up now for the Elmira Pioneers is the third baseman and the leadoff batter, Evan Blanchard, as the lineup turns over. We have no outs. The score is 8-5. This is a huge spot for Josh Henderson.
Yeah, not ideal for the Pioneers. Blanchard 0 for 4 on the night out of the leadoff spot.
The 0 pitch was a first pitch ball in the dirt. Henderson looking to get things going for the Doubledays defense. Looking for a strikeout or a double play ball. Next pitch, as the runner goes, no throw to second. Taking off was the last batter in the Elmira Pioneers lineup, Tim Haftel. So now we have two runners in scoring position. We have Haftel on second. We have the catcher, Duback, on third. So the count is 2-0 as that ball was in the dirt. The 2-0 pitch, outside. Great block there by the catcher, Dalton Groves. So the count is now 3-0. Henderson behind in the count. Blanchard ahead in the count. 3-0 pitch to Blanchard. Outside, ball 4. 4 straight balls for Henderson in his first at-bat of the game. Not ideal for the Auburn Doubledays defense. But hopefully Blanchard can turn things around. So another bases loaded opportunity for the Elmira Pioneers. As that brings up the second batter in the Pioneers lineup, Aiden Grabowski, the shortstop. The 0-0 pitch. Swung on, fouled back our way. No balls, 1 strike.
Grabowski was hit by a pitch and came around to score in his last at-bat in the 7th inning. Outside of that, he's 0 for 3 on the night.
So with bases loaded, Henderson looking to get a strikeout here. The 0-1 pitch, called strike down the middle. No balls, 2 strikes. Grabowski did not budge. Henderson ahead of the count now. 2 straight strikes, turned around from 4 straight balls. The count is 0-2 with no outs. The 0-2 pitch, swung on and whiffed. First strikeout for Henderson and first out here in the top of the 8th inning for the Doubledays defense, which brings up the third batter in the Pioneers lineup, Darren Callahan, the first baseman. The 0-0 pitch from Henderson. Called strike down the middle, no budge from Callahan, and the count is no balls, 1 strike. Callahan a lefty, Henderson a righty. The 0-1 pitch, swung on, fouled back our way. As the ball boy grabs the ball there. Henderson ahead of the count again. So far, 5 straight balls from Callahan, which turns around from 5 straight strikes from Callahan. The 0-2 pitch, outside, and looks like I jinxed him there, Kyle.
Just a little bit, Evan. 1-2 the count, 2 away. Be a perfect time for a double play ball right here, Evan.
Yes, it would. Henderson ready to go. Callahan ready to go. The 1-2 pitch, swung on, fouled third base side, out of play. In the parking lot, that ball goes.
Callahan's been a bright spot in this Pioneers lineup. He's 2 for 3 on the night thus far. Last 3 at-bats, he's reached base in every single one of them. The last 2, a single and a run in each of the last 2, and he walked in the 3rd.
So the 1-2 pitch from Henderson, swung on, and that's hit towards left field. Back goes Brandon, making the grab is Hofscheiser, but tagging up from third is Dahlbeck, and he's in time safely. So now there are 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning as an RBI is awarded to Callahan to the fly up to left field. So now there are runners on first and second with 2 outs, which brings up the cleanup batter for the Pioneers, Calvin Warlow, the left fielder.
Yeah, that one was hit deep out there into left field. Offsizer got underneath it, but even with a cannon out there, he's not going to be able to throw him out. That one's a little...
Next pitch floats into right field, no man's land. 1 run scores, and now the score is 8-7. Pioneers turning the game around now. They came into the inning 8-5. It is now 8-7 with 2 outs. So a first pitch, first swing, hit for the cleanup batter, Calvin Warlow. And now due up for the Pioneers is the 5th batter, Aiden Stern, the extra hitter, a lefty. The pitch to Stern, called strike down the middle. Stern does not budge. That hit from Warlow blew perfectly in front of the right fielder, Skylar Mays, for a base hit there. The Stern from pitch, swung on and whiffed. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Henderson ahead in the count. A strikeout here would be huge. Runners on first and third. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch to the lefty, Stern. Low and in the dirt, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Henderson looking to get the out here. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. 3rd out of the inning, a strikeout for Henderson. And that wraps up the top of the 8th inning. 2-run score for the Pioneers. And a pitching change for the Doubledays. We'll be right back in the bottom of the 8th inning for the Doubledays at-bats here on Auburn Doubledays YouTube. We're back here in Falcon Park in Auburn, New York. I'm Evan Croce alongside Kyle French. And the Elmira Pioneers come in with another new pitcher here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They bring in number 37, Will Mueller from St. Lawrence University from Rockport, Massachusetts. The 6'5 reliever, hoping to not give up any runs to the Doubledays, but the Doubledays are looking to get some more insurance runs as they are only up by 1 run. So due up for the Auburn Doubledays in the bottom of the 8th inning is number 1, Alex Sandel, the second baseman. And he's had a busy night over at second base.
This is the first appearance for Will Mueller on the summer for the Pioneers.
The pitch from Mueller is a ball outside, and we are underway here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That pitch came in at 76 miles per hour from Mueller. The pitch, breaking ball. Umpire doesn't budge at that one. Mueller thought he got him. The count is 2 balls, no strikes to the second baseman. The 2-0 pitch to Sandel. Inside, almost clips him. 2 balls, no strikes to the second baseman.
Yeah, not much info on Mueller at all. He actually only went a third of an inning against SUNY Cortland on April 23rd through 4 pitches. He recorded the out, but that's the only info on Mueller.
As Mueller throws 4 straight balls here to the second baseman, Sandel. So due up now for the Auburn Doubledays is the catcher, Dalton Groves. Some great stops there behind the dish for Groves tonight. If he did not stop a couple of crazy pitches tonight, the score would not be what it is, and the Pioneers would have been ahead. The 0-0 pitch. Outside and in the dirt. Great block there from Brandon Dubeck. 5 straight balls from Mueller. Getting lead off first is the second baseman, Alex Sandel. The 1-0 pitch from Mueller. Ball outside. Another great stop there by Dubeck. 6 straight balls for Mueller. Maybe a little bit of the yips for Mueller, but Pioneers hoping that he picks things up quickly. Throw over to first, not in time, as Groves was, Sandel was off of first a little bit there, enough to grab Mueller's attention. 2 balls, no strikes, no out, 8-7 Doubledays. The pitch, outside, another great stop there by the catcher, Dubeck. So that is 7 straight balls by Mueller. Pioneers hoping he turns things around. 3 balls, no strikes. The pitch, inside, that is another walk for Mueller. So 8 straight balls, 2 straight walks. That brings up the left fielder, Brandon Hofstreiser, with runners on first and second. And the catcher, Dubeck, is going out to his reliever to give him a breather and calm him down a little bit in his first game of the season.
Yeah, Evan, this would be a pivotal. I can't say pivotal. I've been
Pivotal.
trying the last 3 days. I can't say pivotal. I don't know what's going on with me, Evan. This could be a pivotal point in this game if the Doubledays can add some insurance runs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Again, they lead in this game, so if Elmira doesn't score 1 run right now in the top of the 9th, Auburn doesn't even have to bat in the 9th.
There's a gap in between center and right field. If Hofstreiser hits it there, 2 runs may score. 0-0 pitch. Called strike down the middle. Yeah, Kyle, I definitely agree. A hit here from Hofstreiser would be huge for the Doubledays, and a couple insurance runs may guarantee that this game does not go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The 0-1 pitch. As Hofstreiser lays down a bunt attempt, but pulls away on a wild pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike with no outs. Mueller finally found the strike zone, but then again throws a wild pitch outside. Another great stop there by Dubeck. Hofstreiser lays down a bunt, the pitch. He does bunt, but fouled back our way. I don't think Hofstreiser is going to have the green light to bunt here. What do you think, Kyle?
Probably not with 2 strikes. But put the bat in his hands. He did have that inside the park home run earlier on in the 5th inning. He's also got 2 RBIs to his ledger thus far here tonight. Chance to tack on a couple more.
The 1-2 pitch to the left fielder, outside again. Dubak is having a great night there behind the dish.
Yeah, he
Plenty of
certainly has been
stops.
solid behind there. Only a couple occurrences the ball's passed him, and I believe those are both wild pitches.
So 2 wild pitches to Hofstreiser, making the count 2 balls, 2 strikes with no outs. The 2-2 pitch almost clips him, ducking out of the way as Hofstreiser. The count is 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hofstreiser working his way back in the at-bat. Not seeing much movement in the Pioneers bullpen. 3 balls, 2 strikes, runners on first and second here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The 3-2 pitch that's fouled down third base side, just left of the third base plate. If that stayed fair, that might have driven in a couple runs there. That one went down the left field line.
Certainly probably would have scored. It looked like it would have went all the way down to the corner over there near the Doubledays bullpen.
The 3-2 swung on and missed. That's a strikeout for Mueller.
I tell you what, that was a great bounce back batter for Mueller after walking 2 straight. He really fought back in that count. He was down 3-1 in the count and came back and took it right to Hofsteiser. Got to tip your hat where credit's due there.
I definitely agree, and that might be the starting for some confidence for Mueller, but not what the Doubledays are looking for. They need some insurance runs. Next pitch is chopped on and sorted by Skylar Mays, the last batter in the Doubledays lineup, as the count is no balls, 1 strike, with 1 out now here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah, Mays walked in his last plate appearance in the 6th inning and was left on base.
The 0-1 pitch, 1 ball, 1 strike as that ball goes in the dirt. So the Doubledays have runners on first and second. The score is 8-7. Mueller got the strikeout against Hofstreiser. Mays looking to get things going here for Doubledays. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, called strike for Mueller as that ball came in at 67 miles per hour. Quite the changeup from Mueller's fastballs. One ball, 2 strikes as Mueller steps off to get new signs from his catcher. The 1-2 pitch from Mays, outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Mays is working his way back in the at-bat. He was down 0-2. It is now 2-2. Base hit definitely scores 1, maybe 2. The 2-2 pitch to Mays. Breaking ball, called strike 3 by the umpire. Mays goes down looking. So 2 straight strikeouts for Mueller as we hear some disagreement here from the fans in Auburn. Umpire called that one in the outside corner. So we now have 2 outs on back-to-back strikeouts for Mueller, which brings up the leadoff batter in the Doubledays lineup, Cole Musier, a center fielder. There's runners on first and second. The 0-0 pitch, outside. Great stop there by Dubek.
Huge at-bat here for the Doubledays. Espinal waits on deck. If Mosiri can find a way to get himself on base and bring up the dangerous bat in Espinal, that could certainly change the dynamic of this game and add some insurance runs.
The 1-0 pitch, outside. Great stop there by Dubek. Mosier batting around 400. And Espinal batting around 700. So that is dangerous back-to-back hitters there for the Doubledays.
Yeah, he's reached base twice here tonight. Walked in the 1st inning and doubled in the 5th. Putting the double in Doubledays here, Evan.
Good pun there, Kyle. The count is 2 balls, no strikes with 2 outs now. To Mosier, the pitch. Swung on, that's belted towards left field. Underneath that is Kelvin Warlow, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. An easy catch there for Warlow, as did not have to move much. So runners are left stranded on first and second. Warlow works his way back with 2 straight strikeouts. So that brings us to the top of the 9th inning. Due up now is the Elmira Pioneers, and we'll be right back on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. So we have a thrilling game here in Falcon Park in Auburn, New York. The score is 8-7 in the top of the 9th inning. The Elmira Pioneers are up to bat. And a change in the lineup as Manuel Castro is due up for the Elmira Pioneers. Josh Henderson is still on the mound for the Auburn Doubledays. The pitch from Henderson. Outside ball 1 to Castro. That pitch came in at 78 miles per hour to Castro. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, fouled back our way. Souvenir for the fan. The count is 1 ball, 1 strike. The ideal situation for Henderson here would be to get the shutout inning so the game does not go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The 1-1 pitch from Henderson. Swung on, fouled back our way again. So quickly, Henderson is ahead in the count off of back-to-back foul balls back our way. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes now. One ball, 2 strikes from Henderson. The pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. First strikeout of the inning for Henderson. That's the first out of the inning for the Auburn Doubledays defense. What a great pitch there from Henderson as it got Castro swinging. And due up now for the Elmira Pioneers is the second baseman, Matthew Leahy, with 1 out. Henderson dealt that last at bat, got the strikeout that was much needed. The next pitch, oh, that hits Leahy right in the helmet. That one did not look good. That one knocked his helmet off. Let's hope that Leahy is all right as Henderson goes to check on him. The athletic trainer makes his way out. Henderson looks a bit shaken up. Leahy making his way down first base. Let's hope Leahy is all right. First pitch knocked him right in the helmet, took his helmet off. Henderson was a bit shaken up, making sure that Leahy was all right as the athletic trainer checks on him. Seems that Leahy is all right as the athletic trainer is walking off. No signs of concussion. As we now have 1 runner on first base on the hit by pitch. Not the ideal situation for Henderson after picking up the strikeout, as Leahy is a swifty and fast second baseman. So now that brings up Eddie Kaufman, the center fielder, with a runner on first. The 0-0 pitch from Henderson, as there goes Leahy. The throw to second, not in time. Leahy has a set of wheels on him, as now there is a runner on scoring position. Leahy got a great jump there. One ball. Excuse me, that's a strike. So the count is no balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The 0-1 pitch. Low and in the dirt to Kaufman. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. The 1-1 pitch, as there goes Leahy, and that one is a foul ball, and Leahy has to go back. Kaufman mad at himself as Leahy got a great jump there to third. So now Leahy is back on second base, and the count is 1 ball, 2 strike on the check swing that fouled back our way.
1-2 count here to Kaufman. 0 for 3 on the night. He did reach base in his first plate appearance in the second on a walk. That also credited him with an RBI because the bases were loaded.
The 1-2 count as Henderson is ahead. Henderson keeps looking at Leahy, keeping him close. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Umpire does not budge. Doubledays fans showing their displeasement in the umpire's calls.
I think I have to agree with the Doubledays faithful on that one. That slider cut right back across the plate. Looked like it clipped the corner, but and also a great frame job from
Groves there. The 2-2 pitch. Outside. As Kaufman holds up. Yeah, I definitely agree with you there, Kyle. That one looked like it was right over the plate. An impressive frame job from the catcher, Groves. So the count was 1-2. The count is now 3 balls, 2 strikes, a full count to the center fielder. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Second strikeout for Henderson, and that is 2 outs now in the top of the 9th inning. Way to come back there from Henderson.
Ball don't lie, Evan. Ball
Ball
don't
does
lie.
not lie there, Kyle. I agree with you there. He was down 1-2. Then it was 3-2, and then he got the strikeout. Second strikeout of the inning, and second out, as that brings up the catcher, Brandon Dobak, the 9th batter in the lineup for the Pioneers. The 0-0 pitch in the dirt. 1 ball now. One ball, no strikes. Doubledays fans on their feet. 2 outs. The tying run is on second base. The 1-0 pitch, called a strike to Dubak.
That one was a little questionable, Evan. That one looked like it was a little up.
And maybe the umpire's giving that one a strike to Henderson, making up for the last strike that was called a ball.
Makeup call.
I guess so. The count is 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs to Dobak. The pitch, called a strike outside corner. Home plate umpire calls that one. Dobak does not agree, immediately voicing his displeasement. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Henderson ahead.
Pioneers down to their final strike here.
Let's see what Henderson can do ahead of the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You can hear the Doubledays fans. The 1-2 pitch from Henderson. Swung on and missed. 3rd out of the inning. 3rd strikeout for Henderson. And that is the ball game. The Doubledays win it. 8-7 here in Falcon Park. What a thrilling game for the Doubledays, and what a thrilling win in their first home game of the season.
Huge confidence there from Henderson. Blew the fastball right by him. Left that one a little high up in the zone, but blown right by him. Showed no doubt in his confidence there, and the Doubledays pick up the win. They improved to 3-1 on the summer.
So the Doubledays are 3-1, and that makes the Elmira Pioneers 2-3. This will improve the Doubledays standings in their division. What an amazing first game back in Falcon Park for the Doubledays. Kyle, can you tell us who our Doubledays player of the game was in your opinion?
Doubledays player of the game in my mind, Evan. And this is a hard one because I really, really like a couple of players here. I'm going to have to give it to Brandon Hofsteiser. 1 for 4. He had the inside the park home run, but he had 2 RBI. He had a really great game and played it really solid in left field. So Brandon Hofsteiser, the Doubleday of the game.
Thank you very much, Kyle. I definitely agree with that. And Kyle, thank you very much for being here with me tonight.
As always great making the Finger Lakes road trip between Newark, Geneva, and Auburn.
So that does it here in Falcon Park. I'm Evan Crocchio alongside Kyle French. The Doubledays' next game is tomorrow at Jamestown against the Tarp Skunks at 6:30. Thank you for tuning in to Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. Have a great night. The Auburn Doubledays win 8-7.